Wake up, son. It is time to get ready for school.
Do I really have to go back to school?
Of course you do. Why not?
Don't you know that Lance also goes to Charlie Davis High School and shares the same classroom with me during first period? I really don't want to deal with him at school.
Well, you have to go to school because, like your mom said last week, education is really important. Lance doesn't enjoy being at the same school as you either, but he understands the value of it. So, you need to go to school, otherwise you'll miss out on your education. Okay?
Fine, Dad. I'll go to school like you want me to.
That's good to hear. Okay, Draigo, we're at school now. Have fun, and make sure you don't cause any trouble. Okay?
Okay.
Good. You can go inside now.
Good morning, Draigo. It's nice to see you here. You can go sit down. Good morning, class. It's nice to see all of you here today. I hope you enjoyed your weekend, which I did. Now, before we get started, I'll take attendance to make sure everyone is here. Benjamin.
Here.
Columbo.
Here.
Draigo.
Here.
Evelyn. Here. Fridge.
Here.
Carla.
Here.
Lance.
Here.
Rosef.
Here.
Sophia.
Here.
Stephen.
Here.
Yako.
Here.
Zoe.
Here.
All right, it looks like all of you are here, which is great. So last Friday, you guys took a test on cell structure. I finished grading them, and I will now pass them out to you all.
Oh, how cool. I got a B+ on my test.
I got a B+ on my test too. I got a C+ on my test, which isn't too bad, but that's okay.
Are you kidding me right now? I got a C on my test. I expected myself to get a B or better. Mrs. Alexis is so stupid for giving me a C.
Hey. Draigo, you don't ever call our teacher stupid. Having a C on your test is not that bad. I also have a C on my test, and you don't see me getting mad over it, do you? So you have no right to call our teacher stupid.
You shut up, you stupid.
Draigo, don't even think about calling Lance a traitor again. You know he really hates being called a traitor. Also, you shouldn't tell people to shut up in class. I know Lance did the same thing to you on the first day of school, but that was because you were saying something that's a lie.
Shut up, Stephen. I was not lying around that time. He is in fact a...
That's enough, Draigo. I suggest you stop telling people to shut up and stop trying to call me a traitor right now. I don't want this argument to go on any longer.
No, I will not, you stupid.
I said that's enough. You need to stop right now. Now zip it.
For the last freaking time, no, I will not stop calling my teacher stupid. I will not stop telling others to shut up, and I most certainly won't stop calling you a traitor. I can call you a traitor whenever I feel like it. You need to stop saying that you are not a traitor, because you are, you stupid, idiotic, dumb, moronic, annoying, worthless, traitorous piece of smelly trash. And as for you three, you should stop defending him because he was lying when he said he never betrayed me. You three should not believe his lies, and he is not a good friend to anyone at all. I hate him. I hate going to the same school, and I hate going to the same classroom as him so freaking much.
All right, Draigo, that is enough. I can't believe you threw your chair at Lance, yelled at him and his friends, and said very bad insults to Lance. Also, Lance and Stephen are right. You should not call me stupid and tell others to shut up in this class. You've just earned yourself a trip to the principal's office. Go there right now.
But
nothing. Go, now.
Come on in.
Why hello there, Draigo. What brings you to my office today?
Well, Mr. Duncan, you see, I called Mrs. Alexis stupid because I got upset when I received a C on my test instead of a B or an A. Lance told me not to call her stupid, and I told him to shut up and tried to call Lance a traitor, but he interrupted me a few times and told me to stop arguing, so I ended up throwing my chair at him, yelling at him and his friends, and insulting him.
Okay, you know that you're not supposed to call your teacher stupid or tell others to shut up while in class. You also have no right to throw your chair at Lance, yell at him and his friends, and insult him. This behavior is not tolerated in our school. As a result, you are suspended until next Monday, and your parents will be informed about this. Go home right now.
Draigo, are you out of your mind? I received a phone call from your principal earlier saying that you called your teacher stupid after receiving a C on a test you took last Friday. He also told me that you threw your chair at Lance, yelled at him, and insulted him after he told you not to call her stupid. You know you're not supposed to do those things at school, and now you're suspended because of your actions. I told you before not to misbehave while at school, but you didn't listen to me. Also, you shouldn't get mad about getting a C because it isn't a bad grade.
Now for your punishment, you'll be grounded until next Monday, which is how long your suspension will last. You know where to go while you're grounded, so go there now.
Well, this is just fantastic. I can't believe Lance got me suspended and grounded yet again. He is one of the reasons why I get in trouble sometimes. Now I won't have anything to enjoy until next Monday because of him. If it weren't for the coincidence of Lance and me moving to Vyond City, my wife would be better. If only there's a way to get him suspended from school for longer than my suspension, so I won't have to deal with him for a while after mine is over. But how should I do that? Wait. I know how to get Lance suspended from school. I'll disguise myself as him, go back to school, wait for Mr. Duncan to leave his office, and then I'll make a huge mess in there. When Mr. Duncan returns, he'll check the security footage and see someone who looks like Lance, and then he'll suspend him. This will teach Lance a lesson for getting me in trouble earlier today. Ha 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 ha. Okay. I'll go to my closet where I keep the Lance disguise. Once I put it on, I'll change my voice to sound like Lance.
Okay. Now that I have my Lance disguise on, it's time to put this plan into action. I'll sneak out of the house through my window instead of the front door. Alright. I'm back at Charlie Davis High School. Let's head inside.
I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Alright. It looks like Mr. Duncan is not in his office at the moment, so this will give me the perfect opportunity to mess up his office. Let's do this. Ha 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 ha. Yes. I've successfully destroyed Mr. Duncan's office. Okay, now I will break this window and escape through it.
Oh my god. What in the world happened to my office? It's a complete mess in here. And my window is shattered as well. I can't believe someone would dare to do this. Whoever made a mess in my office and broke my window is going to get punished for what they did. I think I'll calm down, upright my desk, and put my desktop into their items back on it. After that, I'll check the security footage to see who was responsible for making a huge mess in my office and breaking my window. Alright, now it's time for me to check the security footage to see who could have done this in my office. I have a feeling it was either Nick or Lizzie since they're both troublemakers, but let's check the footage just to make sure.
Alright. It looks like Mr. Duncan is not in his office at the moment, so this will give me the perfect opportunity to mess up his office. Let's do this.
What? Are my eyes deceiving me right now? It was Lance who made a mess in my office and broke my window. No. That can't be right. Lance is a good student. He would never do something like this. You know what? I have to believe it since anything captured on camera is 100% real. I guess I have no choice but to call Lance into my office. Lance Cauldron, report to my office immediately. Lance Cauldron, please report to the main office.
Yes, Mr. Duncan. Why did you call me to your... Oh my god. Mr. Duncan, what happened to your office, and why is your window broken?
Don't play dumb. I know what you did. You came into my office while I wasn't there, made a huge mess in it, and broke my window. Is this true?
What? No. I didn't do this to your office. Why did you assume it was me? I would never do something like this. Why don't you believe it was Lizzie who did it?
I thought it was her at first, but after checking the footage, it turns out it was you who did this.
What? How is that possible? I was in the classroom the whole time.
No, you weren't. I literally saw you in the footage destroying my office, so there's no point in lying about it. Actually, I'll show you the footage, and then you'll admit that you did it. Come watch it with me right now. Alright, I'm playing the footage now. Take a look. See? You just saw yourself on the footage, so there's no way you can lie to me now.
But Mr. Duncan, I'm not the one who did it. I have no idea why that person in the footage looks like me, but you have to believe me.
Are you kidding me? I thought for sure you would admit the truth after reviewing the footage, but it looks like I was wrong. Lance, I can't believe you would vandalize my office like that. I was the person who prevented Draigo and Lizzie from throwing more food at you in the cafeteria on the first day of school, and this is how you repay me. This is unacceptable. I can't believe I have to do this to someone I thought was a well-behaved student, but I can't deny. For what you did, you are suspended until Friday next week. On top of that, you have to pay for the damages you caused to my office and my window. Go home right now while I inform your parents about what you did.
But...
No buts. You heard what I said. Go home, right now.
Yes. My plan worked. Mr. Duncan has now suspended Lance for something he didn't do. Now I won't have to deal with him until Friday next week. This will teach him a lesson for getting me in trouble earlier today. Okay, now that I've framed Lance, I'm going home right now.
Lance, what's wrong? Why are you crying?
Mr. Duncan suspended me because he thinks I destroyed his office earlier today. He saw someone who looks like me on the security footage destroying it. I tried to convince him that I wasn't the one who did it, but he didn't believe me.
What? Are you serious? There's no way that's possible. You were in the classroom the whole time. I need to talk to Mr. Duncan about this. Mr. Duncan, I need to have a word with you.
Yes, Mrs. Alexis. What do you want to tell me?
Lance told me that you suspended him for quote-unquote destroying your office. Well, you see, he was in the classroom with me the whole time it happened, so there's no way he could have done this.
Oh, so now you're lying to me too? I'm sorry, but I captured surveillance footage of him destroying my office. The footage doesn't lie. Now leave my office immediately, unless you want to get fired.
But Mr. Duncan.
There are no buts about it. Leave, now.
This is just wonderful.
Lance Jose Cauldron. Are you kidding us right now? Words cannot even begin to describe how disappointed we are with you. We cannot believe you made a huge mess in your principal's office and broke his window. I thought our son would never do something like this at school, but it looks like we were mistaken. Now you're just like your ex-best friend, Draigo.
But Mom and Dad, I'm not the one who did it. I was in the classroom the whole time this happened. I promise you. You have to believe me. I have a feeling that someone framed me just to make it look like I was the one who did it.
Normally we would believe you, but your principal caught you on camera destroying his office and breaking his window. Also, there's no one in this world who looks exactly like you. Now because of you, we have to pay a lot of money to repair the damages you've done to his office and window.
That so does it. For what you did, you're grounded until Friday next week, which is how long your suspension will last. Now go upstairs to your room right now, young man.
Yeah.
Well, class, I failed to convince the principal that Lance didn't destroy his office. Now I don't know what to do at this point. I don't have the motivation to move on with today's lesson because of what happened. This is really stressful.
I agree with you, Mrs. Alexis. Fridge, Stephen, and I felt really bad for him. He is our friend after all, and we know he would never destroy someone's property, right guys?
Yes.
I totally understand what you guys are feeling. I felt really bad for him as well. If only there was a way for us to convince Principal Duncan that someone framed Lance. But how can we do that?
Hold on guys, I know what we should do. There is more than one camera in this school, right? So how about we ask Mr. Duncan to check the other cameras around the school to see if there's anything suspicious. That way, he'll realize that it wasn't Lance who vandalized his office. We should also come up with some possibilities for who could have framed Lance in the first place. What do you think?
That sounds like an excellent idea, Fridge. That will surely convince Mr. Duncan that it wasn't Lance who vandalized his office.
Oh, of course. I hadn't thought of that before. Thanks for the suggestion, Fridge.
No problem.
All right, I'll go to Mr. Duncan's office one more time and ask him to check the other cameras around the school.
We're coming with you as well. We'll do anything to get our friend back. Is that okay with you?
Sure. You three can come with me to his office. Hey, Mr. Duncan, there's something we wanted to tell you.
If this is about Lance, then I don't want to hear about it. I saw him in the footage destroying my office, so there's no way you can prove me wrong.
Actually, we can. We know how exactly we can prove you wrong.
Oh really? How?
You do realize that there's more than one camera in this school, right? So how about you check the other cameras to see if there's anything suspicious? That'll convince you that it wasn't Lance who vandalized your office. What do you think?
Fine, I'll check the other cameras as you requested. I'll start with the camera located outside the classroom. Huh, that's weird. I thought I'd see Lance exiting the classroom on the security footage, but he didn't. Since room 216 is located on the second floor, I don't think Lance came out through the window because he would risk injuring himself. I'll check the security camera at the front of the school. Still nothing out of the ordinary. I'm going to check. Wait. Who's that I just saw?
All right. I'm back at Charlie Davis High School. Let's head inside.
What? Did I just see Lance arriving at this school in the footage? But how? That can't be possible. He also said he was back at Charlie Davis High School in the footage. I thought he was inside the school when this happened. So you're telling me that Lance wasn't the one who did this to my office and that he was telling the truth to me this whole time?
Yes. That's exactly what I've been trying to tell you, but you didn't believe me.
Oh man. I can't believe I suspended him for nothing. I really thought he was the one who vandalized my office, but I was very wrong. I feel so regretful for what I did to him. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Mr. Duncan. It's not entirely your fault. You shouldn't blame yourself. Blame the person who framed Lance in the first place. We're glad you know the truth now.
Thanks, Fridge. I appreciate what you just said. Now all of that aside, we need to figure out who was really responsible for vandalizing my office and framing Lance for it. I believe the person we saw on the footage disguised themselves as Lance and made it look like it was Lance who did it. Any ideas?
Wait a minute. I think I know who is responsible for vandalizing your office and framing Lance for it. I believe it was Draigo who did this. He was suspended earlier today and is considered Lance's arch nemesis. I bet he did it as an act of revenge for getting in trouble earlier today. So yeah, it was Draigo who caused all of this in the first place.
Wait. So it was Draigo who did this to my office and framed Lance the whole time? Oh. My. Freaking. God. Are you kidding me right now? I can't believe Draigo made a huge mess in my office and broke my window. Not only that, but he framed Lance and caused me to suspend him for no reason. Why can't he just behave for one day? That is it. I'm going to call his parents and tell them about what he did. I'm doing it right now.
Oh, someone's calling me. I'm going to answer the phone. Hello?
Hello. This is Principal Duncan speaking once again. I'm calling to let you know what your son has done yet again.
What? What do you mean you're calling to let me know what he has done? Haven't you already suspended him?
Yes, but let me explain. Earlier today, I returned from the bathroom to find my office messed up and my window broken. I checked the footage to see who did this and saw someone who looked like Lance destroying it. I ended up suspending him based on what I saw. However, Lance and teacher and 3 of his friends came to my office and claimed he wasn't the one who vandalized it. They suggested I check the other cameras around the school for anything suspicious. Following their advice, I reviewed the footage from the front of the school and saw someone who resembled Lance arriving, even though he was inside the school at that time. We realized that it was Draigo who vandalized my office and framed Lance for it since Draigo was suspended earlier today. We believe Draigo disguised himself as Lance to make it look like he was responsible. And that's what he has done today.
What? Oh my God. I can't believe he messed up your office, broke your window, and framed Lance for it. My wife and I will make sure to give him what he deserves after our conversation is over. Thank you for telling me.
It's no problem. Because of what he did, I've decided to suspend him for an additional week for vandalizing my office. Additionally, you and your wife will need to pay $500 for the damages he caused. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. I'm really sorry for what my son has done to your office.
It's okay. Anyways, I have to go now. Have a good rest of your day, Mr. Dodson. Bye.
Bye.
Honey, is this true? Did Draigo really vandalize Mr. Duncan's office and framed Lance for it?
Unfortunately, Atasha, it's true. Draigo did vandalize Mr. Duncan's office and framed Lance for it. He also said that Draigo is suspended for an additional week and that we have to pay $500 for the damages he caused in his office.
What? Oh my God. I can't believe he would do something like that. It'll take forever to get that kind of money. Let's call him down here and punish him right now.
Agreed.
Draigo Dodson. Get your ass down these stairs right now. You're in huge trouble.
Oh no. That's not good. What do they possibly want me downstairs for? What is it, Mom and Dad? Why are you both so angry?
Well son, your principal called us and told us that you disguised yourself as Lance, went back to school, vandalized Mr. Duncan's office, and caused Lance to get suspended. And before you say anything else, Mr. Duncan saw someone in the footage resembling Lance arriving at school, even though the real Lance was inside at that time. So he assumed it was you since you were suspended earlier today. Now tell us the truth, or else I'll give you a spanking.
Okay, you got me. I did disguise myself as Lance, vandalized Mr. Duncan's office, and caused Lance to get suspended. I did it because I was really upset with him for getting me in trouble earlier today, so I decided to do that as an act of revenge so that I won't have to deal with him for a while after my suspension is over. I'm so sorry Mom and Dad. Please don't punish me for this.
Holy Mother of God! Draigo daughter Dodson. What on earth is wrong with you? We can't believe you disguised yourself as Lance, vandalized Mr. Duncan's office, and caused Lance to get suspended. You know that you're not supposed to damage anyone's property and frame someone for it, ever. It's already bad enough that you threw your chair at Lance and yelled at him, but now you've destroyed your principal's office and framed Lance for it. We just don't understand why you can't stop doing these bad things to Lance.
I agree with what she said. Now thanks to you, we have to pay $500 for the damages you caused at his office and window. That's it. Your grounding time has now been extended to an additional week, which is an additional week of your suspension by the way. Now go upstairs to your room, right now.
Why?
Man. I still can't believe I got suspended for nothing. I wasn't the one who vandalized Mr. Duncan's office. I tried convincing him and my parents that I'm not the one who did it, but they didn't believe me. Now I'm grounded until next Friday because of what happened. I have a feeling it was Draigo since he got suspended earlier today. I don't know if they'll ever know the truth, but let's hope they find out.
Lance, can you come downstairs please? Me and your mother has something to tell you.
Oh, now my father is calling me downstairs. I wonder what he and Mom want to tell me. Yes, Mom and Dad. What did you call me downstairs for?
Well son, your principal called us and told us that you weren't the one who vandalized his office after all. It was actually Draigo who did it. He realized this after seeing someone in the footage resembling you arriving at school, even though you were inside at that time. He also told us that Draigo disguised himself as you just to make it look like you were the one responsible. And there's something else we wanted to tell you. We're really sorry for believing something that wasn't true and grounding you for no reason. We just didn't know someone could be framing you for this. Your principal is also sorry for what he did to you. Will you forgive us?
Of course I do. I'm so glad you and Mr. Duncan finally know the truth now. I'm also glad that Draigo got what he deserves. I love you both.
Oh. We love you too, honey. Come give us a hug. By the way, the principal told us that you're no longer suspended, meaning that you can go back to school, and you're also ungrounded. Does that sound exciting?
Yeah. That does sound exciting. My friends are going to be really happy to see me back at school.
Speaking of your friends, we heard that they, along with your teacher, were the ones who convinced your principal that you had been framed.
Really?
Really?
Wow. That sounds great. I'm going to thank them once I get back to school.
That's great to hear. Okay, we'll drop you off at school now.
Okay.